Welcome to Stone Watch. This is my open spoiler discussion of Star Wars The Bad Batch. And if you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button and click on that bell so you're notified for future videos. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yes, Bad Batch Episode 14 War-mantle has dropped. And holy shnikies, what a great episode it was. It was action-packed and we got a lot of extra stuff in this episode this week. I mean, I am just so bummed they're only 30 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, and it's been like that pretty much through the whole entire episode, except for the first one. But at the same time, it just bums me out because as soon as I started getting into it, it's over, right? Now, we start off this episode with a clone running through a forest at nighttime being chased by other clones. Now, we don't know who this is at first because he's a clone, so they all look the same. But we end up finding out it's former clone commando CC5576, a.k.a. Gregor. Now, I loved it that he showed up in this series, and I was kind of wondering if they were actually going to have him or Wolf show up in this series to help explain how he ended up fishing off of the side of a ATAT with Rex in that desert planet in Star Wars Rebels, right? I mean, I don't think they're actually show that part of it, but at least we got to see him again that kind of help set up that story, right? At least we get to see it where he was beforehand, and it kind of feeds into it. Now, I didn't need for them to actually say, but my name's Gregor, because as soon as he started talking, he started doing that laugh, I'm going, I know who that is. I mean, that was kind of cool that he's in this episode. I mean, I like that a lot. Now, for those who don't know, his first appearance was in Star Wars Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 12, Missing in Action. Now, it's been quite some time since I've actually went back and rewatched the Clone Wars episodes, other than season 7 that dropped a couple years ago. It's probably like the earliest time I went back and watched the Clone Wars, but I did like that episode. That was pretty damn good. Now, Gregor ends up getting captured, and this is why Rex calls out to the Bad Batch saying, hey, I need you to go help somebody out. Now, at first, they weren't really sure if they were actually going to take this mission because they were already on a job for Sid, and they were like kind of debating back and forth if they should just complete that first and then maybe go help this guy out if there's enough time. And like, it was kind of cool to watch them debate this, and it was kind of funny also at moments, because every time somebody would say something, you had Gregor going, he has a point. She has a point. He has a point. And everybody's like, really? I mean, but it was funny to watch. Now, they do decide to help this clone out and head to the planet Darrow. Now, when they get to this planet, it's supposed to have like no settlements or whatsoever. So when they get down planet side and they find out there's a secret Imperial base inside of a mountain, we're like, whoa, what's going on here? Now, this was actually pretty damn cool. We come to find out this is part of the War-mantle project that Rampart's got going on. We have clone commandos teach stormtroopers. At first, the Bad Batch thought they were clones, but we come to find out they are regular human soldiers. Now, that's part of the War-mantle project. They're going to get regular human soldiers to replace all the clones. Now, it looks like to me, Empire has got something really, really big in mind for all these troops. Now, because when we go to the Empire side in this episode, they're like gearing up. They're like taking everything off of Kamino. There's a couple of Star Destroyers in atmosphere, and everything's being transferred off planet. Now, this is where Lama Su tells Nala Se that the Empire has canceled all their contracts, and she needs to gather up all the medical personnel that she trusted so they can like abandon this facility like they did that one that we saw in the episode Cad Bane when he took Omega, right? They're going to do the same thing here. But Rampart, he's like on this thing, man. This guy is ruthless. He's not Moff talking, but man, he is proven to be ruthless, because when he finds out what was going on, he tells him, hey, I hear that there are people getting ready to leave and stuff like that. Then you know what? I need the scientists, but I don't need you. Now, I don't know for a fact they actually killed Lama Su, because we didn't hear any blaster fire when the door was shut, so he could be alive. Maybe, just maybe. I mean, maybe at least maybe into next episode where they might actually show it, right? But other than that, until, I don't know if they're actually going to show it, but right now I'm like 60-40 on whether or not they actually took him out. How about you? Let me just think about it in the comments down below. Do you think they took Lama Su out? Now, as the Bad Batch sneak around in this Imperial base, the music switches over to the Death Star escape music from Star Wars A New Hope. It was really cool for them to bring that music into this episode, and it was really fitting on what they were doing. I mean, it was so cool for them to bring that stuff in. Now, we were almost at a point to where they're going to start playing like the Imperial March when we see the Empire, right? Because that is the direction that we're going into. Now, while we're on this base, we also see armor that the troops are wearing here is different than we've ever seen before. Well, at least on any show or movie. Now, according to what I've read and seen online, this armor is based on the Ralph McQuarrie concept art for the original trilogy. Now, I really like when they bring his stuff into these shows, and it seems like they do that mainly for the animation more than anything else, but I really like when they bring that in. You kind of like brings that stuff to life. Now, I have like the Ralph McQuarrie concept art for the original trilogy and stuff like that as the background on my laptop, and I really love like looking at that art. I just really dig it. But I have to say, there's like this one picture. It's kind of, it's for the Empire Strikes Back. I hate to say this, but the outfit that's in this picture that Lando is wearing is the color scheme that they end up using for Leia's dress from that same scene. So that's kind of funny to me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I thought that was kind of funny. Now, I thought it was pretty interesting that when the Bad Batch were trying to escape from this secret Imperial base, they still had their weapons set on stun. Even after they found out that these were not clones, they were just regular conscripted human soldiers, they still had their weapons set on stun. Except for when Wrecker showed up with the ship with Omega. Now, it looked like she was taking some initiative and she was learning how to fly, right? That was kind of pretty damn cool. Like maybe she was a little bit inspired by Hera from that one episode to actually learn how, and it was kind of cool. She was doing pretty damn good. I mean, not too bad, right? I mean, I'm not saying she's like an ace pilot or anything, but it was kind of cool to see her actually learning that skill. And I thought that was kind of also funny. Earlier on in this episode, Hunter was sitting there spinning the knife in his hand and stuff like that, and she was trying to like mock him like with the tool that she was using to work on the gonk droid. So I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, this episode was pretty damn awesome. I mean, like the dogfighting scene was pretty cool. Now it finally made sense for them to actually be using like the tail gun, but there still should be like, I don't know, forward guns on that thing that would have helped out a little bit. Now everybody got out except for Hunter. He like slipped and fell, and like that was like quite a distance. Like it's kind of almost unbelievable that he actually survived that fall. I'm just saying, but it is a cartoon for one, so I'm kind of like, right? But he like ends up getting captured by the Empire, which this is going to set up the next 2 episodes. And Crosshair finally shows up, and he said he was hoping to get the whole entire squad. So most likely he's going to end up using Hunter to bait in the rest of the Bad Batch so he can just pretty much take them all out. But I did see some people online speculating that maybe his ship might not be working like it was beforehand after he got blasted with the ventilator class Star Destroyer engine stuff like that. He got barely injured. Maybe his chip is not functioning like it was beforehand. Maybe he's trying to get back with his brothers to actually help him out. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Now, we also get to see Scorch from Delta Squad make an appearance in this episode. That was really cool for him to come into this. Now, everybody online is talking about the game that, with Delta Squad stuff like that. I've never played that game, so I can't really go by that, but I did read the books, like the Republic Commando novels. As far as I'm concerned, those are the best Clone Wars era novels out there. And I was really, really hoping when they made the Clone Wars into a series that they were going to bring some of that stuff that they were writing in those books into this show. I mean, I love those books, man. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, they are the best Clone Wars era novels out there, period. And I don't care if they're not canon or not. As far as I'm concerned, they are canon. Yeah, right? Because we found out that Jango was a Mandalorian. So, I don't know. It's not really all that important, to be quite honest with you. But as far as I'm concerned, they're part of my head canon. You know what I'm saying? Now, I predict that next episode, at least the next episode, Rex is going to come in. He's going to help get the Bad Batch. And I just wonder, could we possibly see Ahsoka in this series? I mean, she's around in this time period. She's not like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wonder if there is a season 2, which we don't really have a confirmation that we have a season 2 yet. If we have a season 2, could she show up in season 2 at least? So I don't know. Let me just think about that in the comments down below. So, I don't know, man. This episode was awesome. Way better than last week, even though I still say there was probably something in that episode that's going to pay off later on down the road. I don't know if it's going to be within the next 2 weeks or if it's going to be like the next season or the next animated show, right? It could be that long, right? It could be that far off and it doesn't. Oh, did we remember that? No, not really, but okay, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I'm wondering what this is really gearing up to. Do you think they will actually get like some kind of like a sneak peek preview before next Friday? Or do you think that they're going to make us just wait and just like, get all nervous and all this twitchy and stuff like that, waiting for next Friday because we have no idea, because Wikipedia only still has 14 episodes listed, but IMDb has the 16 episodes listed, but there is no titles or anything for 15 and 16. So I don't know. Now, as I was doing research for this video, I went back and I watched the one part of Rogue One where they were like going through all the other Imperial projects in that computer thing that they were trying to get the Death Star plans from. Now, all these projects that's listed, I'd like to know what the hell these other projects are, right? I mean, I didn't really do a deep dive in it, but I was like looking at the list of these names, and I'm like sitting there thinking like the Stellar Sphere. Now, to me, that sounds like another Death Star like type thing, so I'm not really sure if I care to see that one. But Mark Omega, what is that? What is that? And then we got Pax Aurora. I'm not really sure about that one. I mean, it sounds kind of interesting. Now, the one that really catches my interest is Clustered Prism. What is that? Now, this Black Saber they have in this, what is that? Right? I wonder if that's like the EU novel called Dark Saber, where it was pretty much, it was the Death Star, but it didn't have like all the other troop personnel, like quarters and stuff like that. It was just the super laser part, and it kind of looked like a giant lightsaber, hence why it was called the Dark Saber Project. So I wonder if like maybe that's what they're talking about. It's kind of like a little bit of a Legends type thing on that one. So I don't know. I saw that. I'm like, oh, I thought that was kind of neat, right? So I don't know. What about you? What do you think these other projects are? Do you think we'll actually see these projects in another future Star Wars show or TV or something like that? Let me know in the comments down below. So I don't know, man. This episode was just awesome. So did you watch The Bad Batch episode 14? Let me know in the comments down below. Where does this one rank with you? Let me know in the comments down below. I just can't wait to see what we got coming next. So let me know what you think in the comments down below.